Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess. Baby, happy new moon, happy Diwali. Let's see what messages Spirit has for us today. This new moon, October 21st, 22nd, this is supposed to be a big shift for a lot of people. Be on the lookout for sudden blessings, sudden abundance, sudden opportunity, direction. Okay, ideas. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective. Highest timelines, yes. Highest messages for the High Priestess Collective. Do you see those two words on the bottom of the card? What did I just say? What was the last thing I said? New ideas. That's crazy. Page of Wands, and that's a new moon in the background. This is the Lunar Tarot. Okay, Pisces, trust any sort of new ideas you have or new ideas that come your way in some fashion. Allow yourself to journey into this newness. Let's see what else comes through. 10 of Wands. Okay, this is twofold. This new idea, this Page of Wands opportunity, new fire, new direction, new person, new way of doing something, creative expression. Could even be a new learning opportunity because the pages are students. It's going to allow you to discontinue something that you were doing previously that maybe it weighed on you somehow. It was like a means to an end. There was a means to an end that you had to carry, like a necessary burden you had to carry for the time being, for something to get done, whatever that means. This new idea allows you to discontinue the old way while also bestowing the privilege of responsibility on you for this new thing, this new idea. Show me this 10 of Wands. Double green, that's heart chakra. Oh, 3. Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Devil. Okay, so I said show me this 10 of Wands, right? The Queen of Wands is the look at all this green. Green light, go. Queen of Wands is the shadow work queen. She's also the creator and the innovator. Confident Leo energy. And the Knight of Wands, a force of nature. This new idea, whatever this new thing is, it allows you to step into a more accurate representation of your fire energy. You see all 3 fire court cards out here. The only one we're not seeing is the King, who is essentially like the mastery of that energy. A force of nature. So it's also connecting to a primal element of yours, primordial element. It's like an innate fire element of you. Something that you're very good at or fluid with. I wonder if you haven't like tapped into this before, and it's going to be surprising how fluid you are with it. 3, 4 new moons, 4 is stability and security, and then the Devil at the Devil came out with these guys' temptation. I don't even know. You might be coming across as like tempting or alluring. That magnetism that the Queen of Wands has. Sometimes it's sexual energy, and all types of people are attracted to that person's energy, regardless of preference. Let's see what this Devil is. Show me the Devil. He's hanging on to the crescent moon. 10 of Swords. I think this is like moving past a previous restriction, chained, that like kept your intuition chained. The Queen of Wands is very intuitive, and her intuition comes from her shadow work. Like she clears out wounds, insecurities, limitations, and fears by going after the things, by stepping into that discomfort, stepping into the fear, doing shit anyway, stepping into the feeling of insecurity and doing it anyway. And as she does that, it clears the wound, 10 of Swords. And whenever you clear a wound, even if the intention is not to amplify your spiritual gifts, the result is amplification of your spiritual gifts. So this Queen of Wands is very intuitive queen, but it's really like if I had to pick one queen to be a generational cycle breaker, it's the Queen of Wands. She's the one that does it with the most intention. So this Devil, Ten of Swords, this feels like twofold of, it looks like you're moving through it anyway. Whatever the fear is, whatever the discomfort is, whatever the temptation to stay the same or temptation to not trust your intuitive guidance, it looks like you move through it. It's a 10, so it's a cycle closed here with the Devil. Anything else on that? 10 of Swords, Devil. See, holding on to the Moon, Chain, Four of Pentacles. It's like this energy, it's not someone outside of you. It's the energy inside of you. Maybe it has been planted inside of you from whoever. But it's the energy of like, let me hold myself back from this being seen, this confidence, this creativity, this new way of doing something. A force of nature is doing. The page here is the idea. The Knight is the doing. And the Queen is like the director of the creation, the director of the innovation. So a past version of you would not allow yourself to do this. That's how you'll know, like, oh, I should allow myself to do this thing. I should move in this direction. A past version of you would, it looks like, would be too scared or not feel maybe not confident enough to do this. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Wow, Hierophant. This is higher level connections or higher level harvest as a result of a higher level commitment to an idea or commitment to a seed. What is this force of nature? Ace of Swords. It's clear cognizance. It's aha. It's idea. The yellow yuds here is baptism by fire, and all of this is fire. Those are the fingerprints of God, a force of nature. This is you acting out your God imprint. Like, this is you acting out the power that creator, whether you use the word universe or God or source, like, this is you acting as it. The fingerprint of God on the force of nature that is you. This is you embodying that energy. Show me the Ace of Swords. Six of Cups. Two more. Three of Wands. Oh, fuck yeah. You know what to do, Pisces. If you have not dropped it in the live chat in the comments, I am the High Priestess. This is some witchy shit. If you need to get into the new moon vibration, play New Moon by Fia, F-I-A. Sometimes when I play with them, if you read cards, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes when I touch them and rearrange them, a difference, like a storyline emerges. For my clairsentient folk out there. New moon, new me. Six of Cups, Three of Wands. Pisces, this looks like turning your back on something old, something very familiar, Six of Cups. And moving into an intentional unknown by the moon. This is intentionally moving onto a moon path. And it's letting your intuition guide you. Didn't I say this is the Queen of Wands becomes so intuitive because of that shadow work. The Queen of Cups, which is you, just born intuitive. So you know what happens with the Queen of Cups, if we want to get like a little background psychological portfolios on each of these people? Sometimes what can happen with the Queen of Cups is because they're born intuitive, they might fall back on that gift versus fine-tuning it. It's almost like when an athlete is super talented, but they don't want to run drill. Or like a dancer, a singer, super talented, but they don't want to take any sort of vocal or dance classes to hone the gift. So the Queen of Cups can be very susceptible to not doing fine-tuning work for the gift because they were born with it. Whereas the Queen of Wands she has to work for it. And obviously we're all both, right? So this is the mode of recognizing, like the Queen of Wands here has been in shadow work mode, and as a result of that, her High Priestess energy, her intuition is amplified. And there's a decision point here, crossroads energy. In order to build something, crossroads energy, in order to build something, a force of nature, new idea, new responsibility to build something. Technically, this is a leadership role. Let me ask, what are you turning your back on over here? Oh my God, what is going on? Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Oh my God, that's so crazy. What's going on? Okay, 6 of Cups, Queen of Cups. That's 7 cups in total. That means that the Queen of Wands here is turning her back on that complacency I just fucking talked about. That's so crazy. The 7 of Cups, Tarot Academy students, you know this, right? It's choices, options, but sometimes it's illusion, confusion, delusion as a result of not getting grounded or not clearing the lens through which we're listening and hearing. Until we do shadow work and healing work, you guys know this, you're only going to see and hear through the lens of your wound. So the more you fill the wound with healing and love, acceptance and integration, the clearer the lens you hear and see through and speak through and act through. So this means the Queen of Wands has turned her back on any sort of confusion and illusion, delusion. That's a result of like falling back on the gift and maybe steering away from shadow work or healing work. There was like, it looks like there was a comfort level where someone was, and they could have just stayed there. The other thing is, like, if you don't do shadow work, your interpretation of your intuition is off. It's like you'll still get your intuitive hits, but your interpretation of it will be through the lens of as deep as you've healed. And that's something sometimes people don't realize, that is they're like, I know what I felt, and it's like, yes, you did, you do, you know what you felt. And also, did we interpret it through the lens of seeing and knowing and trusting? Or did we interpret it through the lens of wound? An example of that is limerence. So it's people who feel something strongly for a romantic partner. And you are meant to feel that thing. You are meant to feel that thing. But what happens in limerence is there's like almost like a projection of what could be and potential. And there's no evidence through action on the other person's part, or there's like rose-colored glasses or a dismissal of inappropriate or uninterested behavior on the other person's part. That's usually a result of neglect as a child. And what happens is when you're neglected as a child, you have to sort of romanticize the people neglecting you so that you survive. But then as an adult, if you have not awakened to that trauma, that wounding, you're going to still see through that wounding and interpret neglect as like, let me give them time. They're going through some shit. I know how they feel. You're feeling something for sure for someone. But the thing that you're feeling is your spirit saying, hey, this is an opportunity for you to break this illusion. But a lot of times people in limerence will enter the limerence state, which is similar to addiction, and have either a crash out and awaken, or a crash out and not awaken. I don't even know why I just went on that tangent on that, but that is a symptom of the Queen of Cups not doing shadow work. That's why we see so many tarot love readings. Tarot love readings on YouTube can keep people in limerence, can keep people in delusion. That's why I don't do any love readings on tarot, like on YouTube or personal readings. If you've ever booked a reading with me, you see on the website, pick a topic, career, finance, spirituality, healing, general, and then in parentheses, no love readings. Perhaps you've gone through some sort of healing of the heart. And maybe it wasn't a limerence, but maybe it was. But maybe there was some sort of heart healing that had to take place as a result of, an unfortunate experience in romance. And the shadow work that's being completed around the heart, whether it's about childhood neglect, learning how to love yourself, learning how to accept yourself, recognizing where you are looking at the world and interpreting the world through wound versus clarity. Maybe you're getting a confirmation this week of like this new lens, this new way of being allows you to set yourself free, turning your back on an old way. And we love Queen of Cups energy. And the Queen of Wands energy, though, is like a fiery, protective energy over that Queen of Cups. So maybe there's something to do with that. It may have even been like an interpersonal relationship. Could have been the catalyst for the significant force of nature that you have now like imprinted on your spirit, on your soul, on your body. And this crossroads energy is like, well, let's go here. But it looks like there's going. Three of Wands is like, I'm leaving a known and I'm going into something else. Can you show me this Two of Swords, High Priestess? It's Master Builder. Wow, mastery of the cups. Mastery of the emotion, mastery of the intuition. So here this person's waiting for the ships to come in. With the King of Cups, there's a ship next to him. Show me the voyage. Show me the voyage. The ship is next to him. Eight of Swords, Knight of Cups in reverse. Eight of Swords is not seeing. And Knight of Cups, not seeing people who are all talk, no walk. So this is like kind of confirming what we were talking about before with that limerence energy. It's weird what's happening with the cards where I'm like saying something and the cards come out depicting that. Knight of Cups in reverse, Tarot Academy, Knight of Cups upright. It's somebody who moves with love and intention, moves with intuition. Sometimes it's like an offer that's loving or intentional. In reverse is like somebody who does not deliver on what they say. The voyage, oh God. For some people here, you know, the ship is so close to this guy. That's that energy of like, oh, you learned to turn a blind eye to inappropriate and unacceptable behavior as a result of some sort of treatment that was very close to you in proximity on an emotional front. The emotional proximity is like that person grew up with you. That person was a caretaker. That person was a significant partner in a formative time in your life, something like that. So this is a story about an intuitive voyage. But there's like a breakout. Show me the breakout. Oh, baby. Smash a love button for that. The breakout is the ultimate healing. It's rising into your stardom, your star energy. This is you healing self, and then by you being in that version, in that vibration, you impact the collective in a positive way. There's higher levels of ancient knowledge that are with you in this garden. We have the Thoth energy and the ibis bird behind you on the tree of knowledge. So it's an integration of all the shadow work that the Queen of Wands had to do, really, for the Queen of Cups. If you had a water sign in your family growing up, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that's like a double confirmation of like, especially if it was a masculine energy that was emotionally neglectful, emotionally absent, emotionally immature. Show me the Two of Swords, High Priestess in a different way. Well, there is the final fire court. Court is in session. Oh God, this is spiritual court. Okay, so spiritual court usually means that whoever casted the spell work, right? Whoever casted the emotional, verbal veil over your being, it's like their time is up, you know? And like in spiritual court, it's like the universe decides the outcome. And the thing is, when an empath or a highly sensitive person comes into this fiery confidence, knowingness, heightened intuitive ability, they now have not only mastered the water, which was always their gift, but now they've mastered the fire. And that's what that King of Wands is. The court is in session. When you have a complete court, you also ascend to that element's major arcana archetype. So what's the biggest fire major arcana archetype? Strength card, Leo. Emperor, Aries. Temperance, Sagittarius. So it's like a combination of taking initiative and control of one's life in a way that exhibits the softness of an earth angel and the strength of a lion, but being grounded and in tune at the same time. It's a third eye activation here. This is like seeing more. Holy. I picked up the, just so you know, I picked up the deck. It is upside down. I picked it up upside down unknowingly. 7 of Cups in reverse. So it's just confirming what we talked about over here. Some sort of like illusion, delusion, confusion period. The way of being is over. This could even have to do with one's talents and gifts, right? If somebody like didn't pour into the talents that you naturally had, and like you developed some sort of complex of where you're like, you learned to not pour into yourself. Could also be like a reversal of that. Show me, I'm going to switch to the tips. Show me spiritual court. Weird. Spiritual court. Poverty. Privileged lady. Damn. And distant horizons, unexpected income. So this is like not too far away. Is there a shift in your status? Poverty and privileged lady can be interpreted on that literal material world front, but I think here this is a shift in a way you thought or treated yourself, and an up level in the way you see and treat yourself. The lens through which you see and hear and speak about yourself and others has changed as a result of this shadow work. And distant horizons, the anchor has been cut from the ship. So now we're going from water to airbound. And that's a 9. That's taking place this year. And unexpected income is, it's kind of like sudden wealth. It's kind of like an Ace of Pentacles. And that's also a 9, a 27. There's a house in the background here too. So if you've been chained to a location or chained to a family, chained to a way of being, chained to an identity, house can sometimes represent identity. That anchor is being cut, and this verdict is in your favor. So something comes in that 9-9 puts you on divine path. It seems like you had to go through this in order to be able to voyage here. So all of this looks like initiation. So if you lean on, if you are a practitioner, if you are a medicine worker, if you hold ceremonies and circles, this is like especially for you. What I've noticed is that it's like shamanic initiation. It's like you go first. That's the path of the wounded healer or the shaman, is like they grow ill with something and then they have to voyage into the darkness to heal themselves. And then they come back to others with the medicine and shares that medicine with others so that they can heal themselves. So in order for you to walk that path or be that shamanic type in a modern world, that means that you would have had to have grown ill first from something. And this doesn't always mean physical illness. This looks like more of a concept of self, which is like so fucked. because that means like somebody put that in you. And for you to grow ill with that and then awaken to the illness and then retrieve the medicine yourself, that is initiation. And then it prepares you for 9-9, whatever this divine path is. It's kind of like moving into a completely different world. Can you show me this distant horizons, unexpected income? We have wealthy man at the bottom. That's the it's death card and the emperor card in one. Show me the distant horizons, unexpected income. Ooh. New contract, new partnership, new person. It's also a new stability in self. All right, let me get a different deck here. Oh my God, false person at the bottom though. Oh. For some of you, maybe it was, I can't tell. Part of me wants to say this is like part of a different kind of mother wound. A different kind of mother wound. Where your potential made them feel insecure. Let me do this. Show me the courtship. The lovers and the strength. Okay, that's Archangel Metatron. We have Gemini energy here. Third house. If you have Leo or Gemini in your third house, this is extra for you. The courtship is lovers and strength. What does that even mean? Courage to enter some sort of contract or union. Oh my God. Oh my God, 10 of Cups. Hey, this is okay. If you know what happens? If you grew up in a home or an environment or community or family where like intimacy, love, support always came with strings, or it always came with chaos, or like you had to walk on eggshells because you had emotionally immature caretakers and it was basically like everyone just had to live around them, or if you were a parentified child. Sometimes the concept of intimacy and union with others, deep relationships, friendships, romantic partnerships, trust in general can easily be written off. The Lover's Strength 10 of Cups, that's a combo for people who are like having to relearn that not everyone is like that. That's very hard for a lot of people though. It's interesting because it's like sometimes people really want this emotional fulfillment in community or emotional fulfillment with romantic partnerships or friendships, or service work even. But it takes a level of being vulnerable and open and like not through the lens of wound to allow that in. And it looks like that's what is happening here. You see the mushrooms in the back? It's making me think, I was talking about shamanic practitioners before. For those of you who've participated in medicine journeys, the medicine journey you participated in helped you see and break through this initial story of the Queen of Cups to the Queen of Wands evolution. And all of that since then has been prep work for this new pathway, which feels like it feels like something else, someone else, identity shift, you know. Court is in session with the fire. The mastery of the fire is here now. Let's go back up to that Page of Wands. What does Pisces need to know about the Page of Wands? Yeah, it is. It's like working with others, collabing with others, dating others. Not that this is a love reading, but it's like there's something about the perception of self resulted in certain interpersonal dynamics. And once that's healed, the self-concept shifts, so then the interpersonal dynamics in the life shift. And then there's like an opportunity for vulnerability, learning from others. This could be people you meet through class, people that you meet through artwork, building, orchestrating, architecture. Page of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. New idea, Tower, Scorpio season. Okay, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so now that you've mastered the fire, moving through it and working with it is easier for you. It looks like there's something that you're now building in addition to this new concept of self in the material realm that's allowing for others. It's like there's space for others to come in now. I love me some hermit energy, and I know a lot of you do too. This looks like this is what I've been feeling for a while, is like the hermit mode people went into a few years ago, that's coming to an end. And if you're just going into hermit mode, then it's like a different ball game for you. But the people who went into hermit mode a few years ago, let's say like 3, 4, 5 years ago, it looks like you learned what you needed to learn. You turned your back on like maybe an unprotected Queen of Cups version of self. And there's a rise here. And there's an opening of space that does require vulnerability. But there's like opportunity for growth and expansion through some sort of working with other people or union with others. Maybe dating. 3 of Pentacles can sometimes be dating. 10 of Wands again at the bottom. So let's talk about the 10 of Wands. Oh my God, the 7 of Cups, crazy. The 10 of Wands is 8 of Wands and 7 of Cups. So it's burning through the illusion and confusion, scorpionic energy of 7 of Cups with fire. How did you do that though? Like, how did the fire, let me think. It's like saying that fire is what healed you. So it's like fire rituals or moving like fire, burning bridges. What else? Transmuting through fire. So it's like completely deading things through fire, torching old shit, old dynamics, maybe even like old patterns of like what you looked for in people or allowed in people. It's through fire that you're able to burn through the illusion of the 7 of Cups. If you have a sun tattoo on your back or a tattoo along your spine, that's an extra shout out for you. Or if you have a tattoo on your neck, side of your neck, extra shout out for you. Okay, this is actually what restored balance and harmony in your intuition. Where the devil was once grabbing on that crescent moon, that's like the little bit you fucking had left. That's the little bit you had left. Damn. It's freed and it's balanced. This is what balanced you. Moving with fire, like really using fire to burn through illusion. Foofy fucking woofy. It's cool. It's just so heavy. Okay, advice for Pisces. What are you? What's going on? Ace of Swords. Trust this Ace of Swords. This new idea, this new way, this new self. The birds are singing for you. Queen of Cups and the moon. This is beautiful. Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the moon. The lens that you see things through now is clear. It's like when you wash the windows. You can see clear because you burned through the lens of the wound. It's different now. So whatever next ideas come through, this opportunity, Page of Wands, you're allowed to move like the force of nature that you are, like the universe, to create this new thing. This is moving down an unknown path, but it's like you're prepared and able to do this. Oh. And this path is your 4 of Wands. This is where your chakras align. This is where your Venus energy is activated. If you have an Aries Venus, this is extra for you. This is where you are, again, with others who either have parallel timelines or want to see you win. There's support here. Oh, this is very nice. This is very nice. Can I get one last one on that Queen of Cups? That's 10 Pentacles. If you're building something, you're working with something, you're creating something, trust the way you're going. This is like balancing two worlds at one time, but you're doing a good job at it. Trust your balance, trust the process that you have, trust the skill set that you have. The master of the craft here is both like work in the 3D, but it's also your craft, your witchcraft, your rituals, your ceremonies, the way that you integrate shadow work, the way that you speak to yourself, right? 2 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles is like you're doing something great. You're moving from small boat to big boat. So, and I think that's like just a representation of the self. And it brings me back to that King of Cups where it's like that boat that was close to you, that was like a nefarious boat. But now you have become a boat that can handle the storms and like deliver what it needs to deliver. Trust yourself in the in-between. Trust yourself in the work that you're doing. Celebrate yourself where you can. This is gorgeous. Not easy though. All right, Pisces. Hold my hands. I'm sending you so much Reiki, love, and healing. Take a gentle inhale through the nose. And a soft release out through the mouth. And affirm it in the comments if you haven't already. I am the High Priestess and I see clearly. Yes, you do, babe. See you later.